Morning. Morning. The reason we're here is to exhort our brethren to love their pre-born neighbor as themselves, because we're living in a Holocaust and most Christians act like that's no big deal. And we know when and where children are being murdered just around the corner at the affiliated medical services, and the vast majority of Christians never go out there to rescue those who are being taken away to death. We say we're pro-life, we say we're anti-abortion, but we don't put that opinion into action. We say we're pro-life, but we don't actually act like people are being murdered. It does not help children being murdered when you don't put your opinion into action. That's why the abortion holocaust has continued for 46 years now, because we have an opinion, but while we say abortion is murder, we act like it's no big deal. Just another day of mass murder. And so the world sees, they hear us say abortion is murder, but they don't believe us because we don't act like people are being murdered. Morning, ladies.
Hey, guys.
Good morning.
What's going on out here?
Well, we're here to exhort our brethren to love their neighbor as themselves, including our pre-born neighbors who are being murdered down the road on Farwell Avenue at the affiliated medical services. Because we go out to the abortion mills and the sidewalks are usually empty, and that's a problem because there should be floods of Christians at these abortion mills, because we say abortion is murder, but we don't act like it. We don't act.
What we're trying to do is create an atmosphere where we can teach people and we can love people and we can bring them to a place of that understanding. And so sometimes this isn't really helpful.
Well, we think it is.
We just want you to know, like, we're on your team. Can we get you anything? Can we get you water? Like,
no, thank you.
We believe in life.
We know that's why we're here.
Life abundant.
But thank you for the offer. But the problem is that the team doesn't come to the abortion mills. It doesn't go out to the streets to educate the masses that abortion is murder. And when the world sees that, those who are not Christians, they hear us say abortion is murder, that we're pro-life. But then they see our inaction, and they be like, well, they don't really believe that people are being murdered because they don't act like it.
I just feel like you're making a lot of assumptions about people that you don't know. And
well, I mean, I don't know the people here, but I know, generally speaking, all across America, Christians don't act like children being murdered.
Okay, but you're making a lot of assumptions, and so
just based on my experience.
I'm choosing to not make an assumption about you.
Okay.
I choose not to do that. But I'm also going to say, would you just honor us as we try to help people understand a more broad picture of who God is and how loving He is and how He weeps over things like this?
Well, do we weep over it?
We do too.
Well, not enough.
But it makes me sad that you're telling people coming into our place that, like, for some reason we don't do that. And so let's just honor each other. Can I just ask that? Can we just honor each other?
I mean, what do you mean by honor?
I mean by I'm going to give you space, but I'm also asking you to honor what we're doing here. And the fact is that we're teaching people about this God who loves all people, including unborn children.
Are you teaching people about the abortion holocaust?
I'm sorry?
Are you teaching people that little children are being murdered and they need our help?
We're teaching people that God loves everybody and He imprints His image on these people when they're in their womb. The womb. And so, yes, we are. And so I just want you to know, like, I'm not going to tell you have to leave. It's a public sidewalk. But I also just want to say, please honor our people as they come. Just like we're going to honor you by even saying, hey, you can be here. And we're more than happy to go get you a glass of water if that's something you want. But can we just honor one another?
Well,
we don't want to see children murdered.
Well, but we don't want to see it, but we don't want it so bad that we go out to where they're being murdered and rescue them. So I
understand, but we're not an abortion clinic.
No, but okay. the people here should be at the abortion mill, should be out in the streets educating the masses, and we're not.
We're passionate about that, and we're passionate about lots of things, including
we are too.
We don't want to see children murdered. We don't want to see. We want to teach our people well, and so just know, like, we're not here as your enemy.
Yeah, we're not treating you as our enemy.
Like you're putting us as the enemy, and we're not.
Not necessarily. We're asking for help because.
So we're just saying, please honor our people, because that can be a really uncomfortable conversation that they're not expecting.
Well, they need to have it. You may have someone here who's going to murder their child.
Lots of teaching to teach people the value of all life, from womb to tomb.
That's why we're here to help you do that.
Well, and we appreciate that. The only thing is we didn't ask you to come like this, because that's probably not the way we would do that.
Well, nobody would do it this way. That's the problem. That's why abortion
No, it's
continues.
not the problem.
It
It's
is.
your style versus other people's. And so,
Well, our
please
style.
don't make assumptions that we're not, that somehow we are pro-abortion.
No. I'm assuming you're pro-life. That's why we're here.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're
But
pro-life.
just so you know, we have a message going on all the time here, trying to help people understand the beautiful nature of humanity, from the time they are conceived to the time they face Jesus, and how they can live life abundantly here on earth into eternity. And so, just know that, and this can feel really abrasive.
Well, we need to.
Because
It's a lot of wake-up call.
I feel like even as you're talking to me, you're kind of sensing me as an enemy, and
No.
I'm not. And so I just don't want that for the people that have chosen to come and worship with us. Okay?
Okay.
So can we just be in a place of honor for one another? Is that a fair request?
I mean, we're going to remain here for a very short time, and we're going to try to wake people up to this Holocaust. And we're not your enemy. You're not our enemy. We're here as Christians to try and give a lot of wake-up call. Hey, you're living in a Holocaust, and people are being murdered, and nobody acts like it. And I mean, I don't know what the people here do, but what I do know is the vast majority of Christians across America don't act like people are being murdered. They say they're pro-life. They say, yeah, abortion is murder, but they don't act like people are being murdered.
Okay.
That's the problem.
And I would just say, let's not sit in judgment of people because you don't know their heart.
I'm saying generally, I don't know the people here.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And so when people are walking in and they feel like all they're getting from you is judgment, to be honest, they're probably not going to listen to you a whole lot. Instead of saying like, hey, do you know a God who loves you, who from the moment you were conceived had a plan for you? That's what we want for these children too. We want them to have the opportunity to know that. And we're not allowing that. And so would you just, can we just honor that? And I'm just really going to ask you to honor our people. And to realize that they hear a message every week about a God who loves them and a God who loves all of humanity, and whose imprint and image is put on every single person.
Well, they're not living it out at the abortion mills or on the
That's not a fair
streets.
statement. You don't know the people coming into this
I've been to the
church.
abortion mills, and
You
people
don't
here aren't there.
Who's living out and what people are living out, where they are.
I mean,
It's not a fair statement.
I'm just saying they don't live it out at the abortion mills. They don't live it out in the.
He's saying the church is absent when we don't.
Okay, and I understand that, but the church is also
That's a
very
problem.
present in a lot of workplaces, and you have no idea conversations that are happening that are all about life.
Well, it doesn't stop
And so
people from going to the
that's
abortion
what I'm
mills.
saying. I just want honor. That's all I'm
Okay.
asking for this morning.
Okay.
Is please don't make assumption about the people coming in. And we're not going to make assumptions about you. I believe your hearts are in the right place. I believe that you long for children to not be murdered. You long for people to realize how beautiful children are and how God puts his impression and image on them from the moment they're conceived. I believe that about you. And so please don't believe things or make assumption about things that you have no idea about of people walking in, okay? Like have their best, realize they're coming with their best intent. Okay? Rather than assuming the worst of them. Because you have no idea what these people are about every day of the week.
I'm not necessarily assuming the worst of them.
Workplaces. Maybe they're not in front of an abortion clinic this week because they have a job. But at their job, they've been living out who Jesus is and telling people, hey, you were created in the image of the Father. Okay, so that's what I'm asking you. Please honor our people as they come. And to not make assumptions that because you didn't see them at the abortion clinic this week, that somehow they don't care. Because that's not a fair assumption.
And we don't go to pro-choice churches. We go to pro-life churches.
Okay.
Asking for help, and we don't get it.
Okay.
Probably we don't.
I haven't. I'll take one. But please just honor our people as they come. I just ask that.
But did he not honor them? Did he already
Well,
show dishonor?
just as he was saying, like, you're not at the abortion clinic. We don't see. You're not there. And that's not a fair assumption. It's just.
Well, it is when I've been there and I don't see people there.
Also, I think people are called to activism. Like, some are called to stand in front and be on street corners and do all those things.
Yeah, but
and
he believes everybody's called.
Yeah.
I believe it's disobedience to have a nation full of Christians, and yet we do almost nothing about the abortion Holocaust.
Okay, but we're Christians too, and we're like.
I know, that's why I'm like, where are you?
This isn't feeling like we're on the same team.
I don't think we are on the same team, to be honest with you.
Can we just honor one another in this? That's my hope. And so if I find that you're not honoring people, then I'm going to probably ask you to leave, just because I don't want to create a space here where people are afraid to come and learn about this God who loves children in the womb and who loves people all the way to their tomb and has his image imprinted upon them. And so that's where I will go, okay, if you're coming down with this judgment heart and people are coming in intimidated or scared, I'm not okay with that, okay? Is that fair? Is that fair?
I mean, you're welcome to be not okay with it. I hope that people will be more not okay with this happening to children.
Okay,
and that's not happening.
Even in that response, I don't feel like you're honoring me at all. I'm trying really hard to give you some honor, because you're going, well, I don't care if they feel that way. They feel that way.
Well, what I'm saying is,
but that's not right. To say, I don't care. They're not there. They don't honor me. They don't honor this. They're not in front of the abortion.
What I'm saying is, we seem to be okay with this happening to children.
No, see, even that, we seem to be okay. We're not. No, nobody said we're okay with that.
Well, we're okay when we're silent about it, and when we don't go out to the streets, when we don't go to those in office, when we don't go out to the abortion mills, go everywhere.
That's not a fair statement.
Well, I mean, abortions continue for 46 years because we're silent.
I understand that. I also understand how far abortion has been reduced, and I also understand that when single moms come, or when a young pregnant teenager comes into our midst, we have a responsibility, not only to tell her not to have an abortion, but to take care of her.
Yes.
And to say, we will help you raise this child. We will help you. We will do that. And so often we're so about saying don't have an abortion, but then you're on your own, and we're not going to do that here. And so I just want to, those are the things that I'm saying. I think we have the same hope and accomplishments, but we obviously see it different ways, okay? So I want you to honor our people. And even every response that you've said to me, I'll be honest, I feel really dishonored, because I feel like unless I agree exactly the way you're saying it, then what I have to say doesn't matter at all.
I'm listening to you.
The work that I'm doing here has no merit, because it's not exactly what you're doing.
I haven't said anything like that I'm aware of.
Well, it's coming across that way.
Okay,
and
so it's coming across that you don't really care about what we're doing.
That to our people. So.
I mean, I'll talk to them, but.
Can you please not dishonor our people?
I mean, it just depends what you mean by dishonor. I mean, I guess you tried to explain it, but.
Dishonor several times.
Okay,
and if you cannot do that, then please, we don't want you here, because you're not helping. It is not helping what we're doing too.
It helps the preborn.
What you're saying is what we're doing doesn't matter. Only what you're doing.
No, we're not saying that at all.
But you are.
I mean, if you want to,
if you can't honor my request to you, then that is what you're saying.
Okay.
And that I struggle with, because it's not honoring. And you, like, one of the things that I think divides people around this world more than anything is when believers can't get along.
Oh yeah.
When unity is a problem. And so I'm asking for a unified front if you're going to be out here.
Okay.
And if you can't do that, then I'm going to ask you to not be out here.
Okay.
Okay? Is that fair? Is that fair?
Yes, you can ask us if you want.
Can I get you any water? Can I get you anything to drink?
We're actually not going to be here long. We're leaving soon.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But you do know there's an abortion mill around the corner?
I do.
Harl Avenue?
I'm aware. In my neighborhood.
The churches should be out there. They really should.
Okay. I'm not going to continue this discussion.
Okay. Well, they should be.